You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Kurt Bjorklund.
In Proverbs 30, there are these poems that have these numeric scales. And here's the fourth one. It is this. It says, verse 24, 4 things on earth are small, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they provide their food in summer. The rock badgers are a people not mighty, yet they make their homes in the cliffs. The locusts have no king, yet all of them march in rank. The lizard you can take in your hands, yet is in kings' palaces. Bruce Waltke writes about this, and I'm going to quote from him a bit here. He says, ants are people, meaning that these are personifications of people, and they represent people without strength to overcome their enemy or defend themselves. Their compensating wisdom is that they store up food and harvest. Likewise, the wise exercise prudent foresight, discipline, and industry in a timely manner. For example, the discipline should store up the sage's wisdom now so that when tested by the wily adulteress or wicked villains, he will not succumb. Proverbs 1, 10 through 14, 6:22. And then he says this. This is, again, Bruce Waltke. Christians know that now is the time of salvation. 2 Corinthians 6:2. After death, it's too late. So storing up food is a representative of saying, I'm not just living for now. Rock badgers are limited by there being people without numerical strength, but their compensating wisdom is they place their houses in the rocks, making them inaccessible to predators. Psalm 104, verse 18. The moral, the wise, find their security outside of themselves in God ultimately, and he is known as the inspired sage's teaching, as the rock. Christians find their safety in the rock, ultimately Jesus Christ. The vulnerability of the locusts is that they have no king to lead and protect them. But their compensating wisdom is all of them go forth dividing into companies. Locusts are well known for their amazing ability to form gigantic swarms that wreak devastation on apocalyptic scales. How much more should God's people under God's kingship advance God's kingdom by fighting in unison against the enemy instead of one another, and doing all of it really without a king? And then the vulnerability of the wizard, which is basically like a little spider, is that it can be caught with 2 hands. And instead of presenting a compensating wisdom, the saying asserts that the reward of wisdom is that it lives in the king's luxurious, protected palace. The wise, though vulnerable, will dwell in the highest residence of the realm. Christians will reside forever in the dwellings that the Son of God is preparing for them, John 14, 1 through 3. And so here you have these images of saying, this is what is wise. Despite your vulnerabilities, you can choose wisdom in this life that will lead you forward in a way that is going to do well for you in the ages to come. And where a lack of wisdom catches us is really just the opposite of these, not living for what's ahead, but just living in the present, not making our home in something that's ultimately secure. In other words, not getting our security in God, but in something less, not working with anybody else, but living alone. So not having community, and then not having any kind of competing wisdom, but missing out in the reward of wisdom, which allows it to enter something that's even better than what it has ever earned or deserved. And so in a sense, in these creatures, you can see the wisdom of making Christ what is most important in your life and choosing to follow him completely.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.